We may be on the road to Wrestlemania, but I feel like whoever's driving this WWE vehicle has fell asleep, crashed, and killed everybody because Raw tonight absolutely sucked. Not to say that Raw normally doesn't suck, but I think you expect more. After the Rumble, they put on a lot of big names tonight. You've got Ronda Rousey coming back. You've got Brock Lesnar on the show. We've got Elimination Chamber match announced. You've got big surprises. I'm expecting a big show, and we just didn't get it. What we got, well, we did kind of get a big show, but it was a big pile of stinking shite. And we'll start off with the very beginning of Raw, which feels about 10 hours ago, but unfortunately it was only like 3. Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP. What I will say is Bobby Lashley looks, dresses, and acts like a champion. He's come out with a fucking like a weird like red suit on. It's weird. I wouldn't wear it, but I don't look like Bobby Lashley. If I wore this shirt, I'd look like an absolute nonce. But Bobby Lashley wears this shirt and he looks pretty cool, so we'll let Bobby Lashley away with it. He's proud of defeating Brock Lesnar last night, but they're not happy with Adam Pearce announcing an Elimination Chamber match for Saudi Arabia. Brock Lesnar comes out, says he's not angry with Bobby Lashley, but that Bobby, being the competitor that he is, the champion that he is, can't really think that he beat Brock Lesnar fairly. MVP is trying to intervene and tell Brock that Bobby Lashley's the almighty, Bobby Lashley's this, Bobby Lashley's that. Brock Lesnar tells him he'll stick that cane right up your ass. Lesnar challenges Lashley to a match tonight for the belt. Lesnar says, since he is dressed to compete, let's compete. Lashley is going to accept this challenge, but again, MVP's like, no, can't do it. Talk some sense into Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar calls Bobby Lashley a chicken shit, which gets Bobby Lashley annoyed. Looks like Bobby Lashley wants the match, but again, MVP gets in his ear, and they decide to, in fact, not take the match and head to the back. Brock Lesnar's pissed. Bobby Lashley gets to hold on for his title for a bit longer. Adam Pearce announces that one of the 5 participants for the Elimination Chamber match for Bobby Lashley's title will be announced right now, and that person is Brock Lesnar. So now we know Brock Lesnar will be in the match. Lame, very, very lame. So they announced that we've got qualifying matches tonight, but not Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, for some reason, doesn't need to qualify. Well, what sense is that? I mean, Brock Lesnar is dressed to compete. Obviously, we know he's going to be in the match. He's not going to lose a qualifying match, but why can't they just have him? He's dressed to compete. You're excited to see Brock at the start of Raw. You think you're going to get a match. They tease a match. They don't give you a match. Why can't they have Brock face like a Dolph Ziggler here and win, in a couple of minutes and earn his match? I know it's booking. I know it's this. I know it's that. But why can't they just keep things like legit? Keep things fair. What sense? I know Brock Lesnar's going to be in the match because he's a star, he's a big draw, but what sense does it make just to place him in? Even if Adam Pearce came out and said he felt like Brock got screwed last night, so therefore he deserves an opportunity, but he didn't even say that, he just announced him in it. To me, it made no sense, it was stupid, and we find out after the first segment that 2 of the 6 men in the chamber match will be the champion Bobby Lashley and the beast Brock Lesnar, and that's it. We do not see Bobby Lashley again. We do not see Brock Lesnar again. One and done. Why they do this, honestly, I don't know. It's stupid. It's crap. You've got a 3-hour show to fill. It's not like the roster is star-studded with talent. The roster is fucking crap. So when you've got 2 people that are actually good, that are legit stars, like Brock Lesnar, like Bobby Lashley, why can't we have them throughout the show? Like, there's qualifying matches tonight, right? Why can't we have Bobby Lashley watching the matches backstage? Why can't we get, Bobby Lashley's reaction from his dressing room when a certain superstar qualifies for the Elimination Chamber match? Why can't we get that? I don't know. Is it too much to ask? It's one and done shit. It is one and done shit. Up next, thankfully this was one and done. It was Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Ash. Rhea Ripley won in a quick match. Thank God. Get this off my TV screen. Do not want to see it again. Obviously she was going to win. Then we go backstage. It's a scooter race in the Academic Challenge. It is Riddle versus Gable. And they basically have to do 50 laps around the arena. And then the finish line is out at ringside. Whoever crosses it first will win this Academic Challenge. Speaking of one and done, this actually wasn't one and done. They must have did this race. They must have had about 4 or 5 segments with these 2 lapping around the arena. And every one of them sucked. I mean, the initial start to the race was okay, but they did like these wee segments in between. They had the 24/7 title battle between Dana Brooke and Tamina. They had Riddle banging into Omos and saying, "You have nice eyes." They had a refreshments break where Riddle got a drink off the Smoke, the team with the Smoke, the Street Profits. All that though was crap, but you got this like multiple times throughout the show. We must have seen Riddle and Gable must have been in at least 7 to 8 segments tonight. Yet Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, one and done. Ronda Rousey, one and done. Becky Lynch, one and done. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. But yeah, that was the scooter race. R-Truth was the flag bearer. I think R-Truth should shove that flag up his ass. Then we got Alexa with her whole, counselling shit. The guy produces a replica Lily doll. Alexa Bliss looks at it, starts cuddling it. A bit gay, a bit 6-year-old-ish here. I mean, come on. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't really care where they're going with this. I mean, Alexa, again, looked hot, but it's not enough. I mean, Alexa Bliss being hot isn't enough to, justify these crap segments. I'm sorry. It's just not. Up next, speaking of crap segments, we've got crap here. Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. Honestly, could really not care about The Miz at the moment right now. Dominic Mysterio is just a guy who's living off his father's name, just like David Flair. Terrible match. The Miz beats Dominic Mysterio. Nothing at stake here. Yeah, Rey Mysterio got ejected from ringside, which led to The Miz picking up the win after Dominic got distracted. Shite. Just a filler. Just a match to really take up 5 minutes. Wasn't needed. Didn't want to see it. Up next, we have the Kevin Owens show, the KO show. And this, I mean, I don't understand this. Back in the day, we used to get talk shows with people that were really good talkers. I'm not saying Kevin Owens is a bad talker. I'm not. But I don't think he's great. And we used to get shows that actually, they had unique names, like Chris Jericho, the highlight reel. Christian's talk show was the Instant Classic. You had Carlito, the Caribbean, whatever it's called, the Caribbean something. I can't remember, but Edge, you had the Cutting Edge. MVP had it was called The Lounge, I'm pretty sure. It was cool names, whereas Kevin Owens is just the Kevin Owens show. Like fucking crap. His guest is Seth Rollins. Kev Owens talks him up. Seth Rollins says that he says that he's a champion. He says he's the Universal Champion in Kevin Owens' heart. Bit lame. Then Seth Rollins says he's a huge announcement tonight, and that announcement is that he is in the Elimination Chamber match, so Seth Rollins doesn't have to qualify, which makes no sense. Kevin Owens doesn't seem to like this because Kevin Owens is taking on Austin Theory in a qualifying match. Kevin Owens says that Seth Rollins should go backstage and say to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville that he demands that Kevin Owens be in the match without having to qualify. And if he's not, then Seth Rollins will go home and give up his spot. Kevin Owens says that's what he would do. That's what best friends would do. Seth Rollins says he's not too sure, and he doesn't know if that's really true. And then this kind of ends awkwardly with with Austin Theory coming out in their match. The way this is going, it looks like they might be leading to Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens, but I'm sure we already had that at Mania. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's already happened, so I don't think we need to see it again. Anyway, up next, WWE Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Austin Theory, Kevin Owens. Who will be the fourth man in this match? We already know the lineup is going to be Lashley, Lesnar, and Seth Rollins. And in a decent match, Austin Theory beats Kevin Owens. He qualifies after he basically hits Owens in the nuts and then hits his finisher. I don't think Austin Theory should be in this match. It's it's a pretty star-studded match so far. I've got no complaints with the first 3 participants, but then you put Austin Theory in and it just drags the match down. It really fucking does drag the match down. It'd be it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like you get into sleep with fucking 6 women and the women are Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Mandy Rose, and then the next minute they throw in bloody Dewdrop and you're like, what the fuck? The quality just went way down here. Madness. So yeah, we go from 3 main eventers to a guy that a guy that's won nothing, a guy that's doing nothing, a guy that is only getting screen time because he's featuring with McMahon on segments. Once McMahon goes, I don't think anything is going to happen with Austin Theory. But yeah, Austin Theory is now in the match. It is what it is. I personally wouldn't have had him in there, but he's in there, so it is what it is. Then we had Angelo Dawkins versus Dolph Ziggler. Why Dolph Ziggler's still on the roster, honestly, not too sure. But he lost this match, and this match was an absolute fucking snooze fest. Didn't need to see it, but unfortunately we seen it. Speaking of something we didn't need to see, we've got another segment, another vignette. Fear Mahan is coming to Raw. No, he's not. They've been advertising Fear coming to Raw for the past 3 months now. This guy, it's been more than 3 months. Fear Mahan's no coming, and when he does come, it took him over 3 months to get here, but I can guarantee you, when he does arrive, in less than 3 months, he'll be in 24/7 title battles and fucking challenges. It's a waste of time. I mean, why not just scrap while you're... I mean, stop digging this hole deeper. Why do they keep promoting this guy? Nothing, absolutely nothing is going to come from Fear Mahan. Then we get the end of the scooter race. Gable and Riddle are coming out to ringside down the ramp. Gable falls off his scooter, appears to injure his leg. Riddle's at the finish line, he's about to win. Otis comes out, does a big clothesline, knocks Riddle down. Gable gets up, does a victory lap around Riddle, and then crosses the line, wins. Riddle's not happy. Gable says, "You call me a cheater." Gable says, "You want a match, you've got a match," but it's not a match with Riddle, it's a match with Otis. Otis gets in the ring, they're about to start. Adam Pearce comes out and says he can announce that the winner of this match will qualify for the Elimination Chamber. So we're getting Otis versus Riddle. And in a decent match, Riddle beats Otis with a floating bro, but this time it was done off the top rope while Otis was standing. Got him into a quick 3 count. Managed to escape the ring, and yeah, Riddle is in the Elimination Chamber match. So now we know the 5th participant, and the last participant will be decided tonight when AJ takes on Rey Mysterio in the final elimination qualifier, which will be up soon. But before that, it's Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Most beautiful woman in the WWE? I think not. I mean, she probably looks a bit hotter when she puts her mask on, but that's about as good as it gets. Bianca Belair wins. And it's crazy to think, like, a year ago Bianca Belair was the Royal Rumble winner and heading to Mania, and you look at her now and honestly, man, what is she? Just someone that says EST at the end of every single sentence and like plays with her hair. Madness. She has went absolutely nowhere in the space. Actually, that's a lie. She has went somewhere. She's went backwards in the space of a year. Then we get another Alexa Bliss segment where she's talking with Lily and just crap. I mean, she's all happy. She's got Lily. It's a doll. Come on. I mean, it's a fucking doll. Where are they going with this? Then we get another Alpha Academy segment backstage. Gable says he won tonight, so he picks the next challenge. And next week it will be Alpha Academy versus RKO, RK Bro even, in a quiz bowl. That will be the final challenge. If RK Bro win, they get a rematch for the titles. If they don't, then I guess they don't get a rematch for the titles. Up next with AJ versus Rey Mysterio. Main event, last match of the night. I mean, this was a solid match. I have no complaints. My only complaint is I felt absolutely burnt out. I felt absolutely dead heading into this match because the show up to this match absolutely sucked. But the match itself was really good. And AJ Rey Mysterio put on a phenomenal match. I say phenomenal, I mean phenomenal by like current TV Raw standards, because you normally don't get good matches, but it was great. Loads of counters, both men countering each other's moves. There's at times you thought Rey Mysterio was going to win. There's at times you thought AJ was going to win. I probably would have, at the start of the match, maybe favoured AJ, but this legit felt like as close as 50-50 as you could get. And for quite a while, I genuinely thought Rey was going to win. There was a few times it looked like Rey had it won. But no, he done like a senton, a seated senton off the top rope. Rey Mysterio, AJ rolled through and managed to hit him with the Styles Clash. And AJ then completes the lineup. So Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship is going to be Riddle, Seth Rollins, Lesnar, Lashley, Austin Theory, and AJ Styles. To me, Austin Theory sticks out like a sore thumb. But I'm looking forward to this match. Should be a great match. I just wish it wasn't Austin Theory in there. I mean, there's loads of people in there. I mean, Edge. Where was Edge? Edge wasn't on the show tonight. Could you imagine if you put Edge in that match? Just how different the match could be based on changing one participant. yeah, for me, anybody but not anybody but Austin Theory, but there's no way Austin Theory should have been in there. And then to finish the show with Ronda Rousey come out. Very weird looking Ronda Rousey. Didn't interact with the fans. Looked very stuck up. Looked like I thought she was going to turn heel based on her facial expressions, and I know her personality in real life is like an arrogant cunt who thinks she's better than everyone else, but she's supposed to be playing a character here. But what we kind of got was the real Ronda Rousey, but she's playing a face. It just doesn't make much sense. The way she is as a person in real life, she appears to come across as like an arsehole. So I don't know, why not turn her heel? I thought she was going to turn her heel. She said, what belt is she going to go after? Who's she going to challenge? Is it going to be Charlotte Flair or is it going to be Rebecca? And then she basically says nothing else. And that was it. That she's back. She's won the Royal Rumble. Absolute shite. This promo sucked. She said, the first thing she said was, I've been debating whose title I want to take at WrestleMania. I mean, that's it. After 3 years, not it's good to be back, or not even that, but, could have talked about how she lost at WrestleMania 35 and that the two champions or the two people that were in the match, she could have talked about how Becky handed her only loss, but no, she didn't say that. And that led to Becky Lynch coming out. Becky Lynch says, how can you think that I'm nothing when I'm the only person to beat you, blah, blah, blah. Becky Lynch says, don't call me by my government name. So Becky Lynch says, I can't blame you if you want to take a lesser challenge, like it takes Charlotte Flair on, rather than come back and, go straight to the top with big time Bex. Becky wants an answer. Ronda Rousey flips her with the arm drag, tells her she'll find out the answer on SmackDown, and then walks off. And that is it. And then when we think the show's about to finish, Lita comes out. Massive surprise here. Was not expecting this to end the show, but yeah, Lita comes out, puts over Becky Lynch, gives her the respect. Becky Lynch seems to appreciate it, says, yeah, I've always been saying that Ronda is disrespectful and this and that, and Lita says she respects Becky Lynch because she's a fighting champion. Becky Lynch kind of asks Lita, where's she going with this? Where are you going with this? And Lita asked for a match at Elimination Chamber. So not even WrestleMania. I thought when Lita said she's getting one more run, I thought perhaps Lita would have got a singles match that she's never had. I thought she would have finally got that at WrestleMania, but no. She looks like she's getting it at Extreme Elimination Chamber. And after a while, Becky Lynch says, yeah, okay, you've got your match, because she was basically getting called afraid. And she says she's not afraid. She accepts. If you want your match at WWE Chamber, you've got it. And then that's it. It's official, guys. It's going to be Lita versus Becky Lynch for the title at Elimination Chamber. And that's how this show finished. So, yeah. Not a good show. Not a good show in the slightest. I mean, we kick off with a segment that I think we all wanted to see. You get excited that Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, these guys going to come to blows. And as soon as it finished, we got nothing. They were gone. So you get 10 minutes of Lashley and Lesnar, and then you don't see them again. Why? Ronda Rousey, it's not a return. It wasn't like Lita, where it was a surprise. I mean, Ronda Rousey was scheduled before the show. She was scheduled throughout the show. I don't know how many times they showed us on the screen that Ronda Rousey returns tonight. Couldn't we see Ronda Rousey backstage? Couldn't we just see her arrive at the arena in a limo or whatever, in her car? It doesn't matter. Couldn't we see her walking backstage? Couldn't we see something? No, we didn't get nothing. We didn't get Ronda Rousey to the last 10 minutes, and when we did get it, it was absolute shit. Just a garbage show. I mean, the start was alright, and the ending was flat. And what I don't get is, I'm a massive fan of Lita. Even for 45, she's still hot. Probably my favourite women's wrestler of all time, but I'm actually kind of surprised why the Marks and the Smarks are so excited to see Lita back, because she doesn't move good. I have no faith that Lita will be able to put on a good match with Becky Lynch. I don't think it'll be good. Like, I'm not bored, but I kind of wonder why all these people that love these want these, like, great matches and 20-minute matches. I don't think Lita's going to give you that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at the Chamber. But overall, I mean, this show wasn't good. I enjoyed Ray, AJ, even though I was half asleep during it. And, I mean, the opening segment was not bad. But that's all we got. I don't get it. Brock Lesnar, we're paying him so much money for these appearances, but we're going to use him for 5 minutes and then you won't see him again. It makes absolute zero sense, guys. This Raw, very disappointing. This show's pretty garbage. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. It was boring. It was shit. I mean, it wasn't not what I expected. Road to WrestleMania, I expect more than this, and tonight we didn't get it, guys. But they go 2 out of 10. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like, share this video, comment, all that good stuff, and until next time, peace.